What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review The Last Ship, Season 3, Episode 4, titled Devil May Care. Spoiler review, make sure you have seen the episode. Should take me about 2 minutes to recap it, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks again for joining. So far this season, it has been really good, it hasn't been great. It's had the slow moments, and what they're doing with Slattery, and how they're kind of dragging it out over what I thought would be a few episodes. It's more of the whole season. But it's interesting, this whole season is basically based around China and, starting a war. But I've loved The Last Ship. Season 1 was really good. Season 2 was great. So far, this season's good, okay. And, somehow deep in my heart, I feel like after this season, it'll be the least favorite of the 3 seasons. But I may be wrong. It picks up every now and then. Like, this episode has good moments, great moments, and then it kind of just bumbles down low quality. So we'll talk about it. This is definitely my favorite TNT show, and sadly if Falling Skies would have continued, it would have been Falling Skies, Last Ship, Falling Skies, but they stopped Falling Skies and all that. They should have continued, but they didn't. So I hope The Last Ship goes on for many, many, many seasons, because it is a really good show. I love the actors, I love the characters, I love this world that they've created. But we need text. We need some text, man. And then again, they haven't gone back to Dr. Scott of how she died. Really, of the killer or anything like that. They haven't. They just kind of moved on with it. So, you know what I mean? That's the problem with some of these shows, is that they do a storyline and then they really never finish it and they move on to another big storyline. Hey, I get it, but still, come on now. Alright, so let's get started, man. They're doing the broadcast. Slattery and his team are already hostages, of course. And Mason is dead. I don't know who Mason was. I don't know who he was. They're like, Mason's dead. I don't remember a Mason. But I may be wrong. I guess maybe if I'd have to see his face more clearly or in the episodes, but he's dead. They break Miller's leg, which is very, very intense. They're whipping him, they're whipping Diaz, they're torturing them, and they end up breaking Miller's leg. The news is out, and reporters are making a bunch of things in the U.S., and there's this guy saying, the president, he needs to save them, and this is the guy, the douche reporter that was also talking to Danny's wife, or girlfriend, or the baby mama, basically talking to her, and they keep on emphasizing, showing that reporter over and over. Is there other reporters you could show instead of that guy? Because I'm tired of seeing that guy all the time. Just show another reporter. So the locations are known. They did this whole thing I'm Mike Slattery, my number is, all that, and they're actually giving the longitude and latitude for Nathan James to find them, which is very, very, very smart, very clever. Best bet. So they have to refuel the ship. Tom wants to break into Ping's house, or Ping, whatever. They want to break into his house, and that is a crazy, crazy thing to do. That's let's break into the White House. We're gonna go threaten Brock. It's crazy. It's let's go break into the embassy. It's crazy. It's very, very crazy. Either way, they're gonna do it, and he will take blame. He tells the president hey, if this starts something, blame it on me. I'll take full responsibility. And the president just kind of goes all right, okay, Tom, I trust you in this. So anyway, Slattery is getting drained. They're talking about the whole thing of how the shipment of the cure, it didn't work on Takahiya's, or it didn't work on his people. It killed his people, and that's why he needs the blood. We already kind of knew that, but he's talking about you know what? If I was Slattery, I would have just said, you know what? We'll get you the cure again. Maybe that was tampered with. Made in USA. Maybe it was tampered. I don't know. We'll get you a new cure. Just let us go. You know what I mean? He could have just done something like that. We'll get you the cure and we'll help your people. But he doesn't say that. He just kind of, that's what I would have said if I was him. Chandler and Co. go into Ping's house. They mess with the controls and the cameras and the electricity, which was very smart. It did take a while to kind of get going, and they're still kind of standing there. But they end up making it in. They end up getting him at the pool. They threaten him. I love how Wolf kind of just walks in, and Wolf's the most that wants to really kill him. He grabs the knife and the sound effect of the knife, and it was beautiful. So threatening, Chandler's you know what? And he's like, you're not going to kill me. And I love how he's just you're a noble man. well, what about him? And, just like, we can make you look like you drowned in the pool. I love that scene a lot, and the wolf is just very, I don't know, wolf's a wolf, man. Really cool. So they threaten him, the ship pulls back, they're going to go refuel, they do refuel. Slattery has a bunch of wires that's going to help Master Chief do something with the radio tower. They mention Takahaya, and the Ping just kind of goes like, I do not mess with him. He's a pirate. He's the worst of the worst, and he's on the shit list basically. So he's almost caught by the Tiger, or his bodyguard. Basically, they call him the Tiger, so Tiger and Wolf, you get it. But they kind of almost get caught, and he kind of puts two and two together. They get a bunch of the guards, and that's right when they're leaving. And in the USA, in the United States, the American reporters, it shows Miller's mom, and the reporter's like, talking to her, and it was so cheesy. Like, literally, it was really bad. I'm being serious. It was bad. And she's like, well, the president, you know what? You better bring my baby home. But I mean, the way that it was done, and it being that reporter, and it was pretty, like, it wasn't needed. It's not needed. And Miller's mom, like, how did you find her? She was just at the store. Like, how do you know where she's at? Like, come on, Either way, they end up leaving the house, and Takahaya knows that Slattery did the coordinates. He kind of knows that Chandler and his crew are going to come, and there are a bunch of mines in the ocean. It's a minefield, so it's going to be hard to get past that. That's where we'll pick up next week. What I think about this episode overall for The Last Ship? Well, first off, with the pros, the good stuff, it was intense. It was very not satisfying, but it was brutal. And the way that they did it, I mean, Miller's leg, I did not expect that. Like, and they're bleeding, the back, the scars, the blood draining. I mean, it's very intense in the situations that Slattery and his team are in. Very, very brutal, and how they're still mentally capable. Like, they're hanging on, dude. So I would be broken by them. I don't know how they do it. They're trained. They're smart. I mean, they just keep on going, dude. That's very, 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 very. It's just intense, brutal, and the brutality that these men are willing to do is crazy. So Chandler, again, Eric Dane does a really awesome job just being intense, and I love the whole when the Ping gets out of the pool and he's there waiting and like, get your clothes on, he's just a badass. Eric Dane's a real cool badass. I really like the way that he ended up. He plays Chandler. He made it his own, and he's really cool. Other than that, breaking into Ping's house, that whole stuff, that was basically the highlight of the episode. Going into Ping's house, getting him. They never show the girl in the chopper again, really. I mean, they only show her when she's blowing bubble gum at the end. They never go back to her, really. I know you gotta get back to the ship, but that was the only exciting stuff about the episode, was Chandler and his crew. And, Slattery and them, they had their dialogue, they had their stuff, but it's not as exciting as what Chandler and their crew did, The United States stuff, the whole reporter thing, it's stupid. I'm being honest. It's my personal opinion. You could disagree all you want, but the reporter scenes, stupid. The Miller's mom stuff, that was stupid. It had slow moments, because when it's not Chandler and them, it's slow with the president. It's slow as Slattery. And it's interesting, Slattery. Yes, indeed. I'd rather see them and Chandler than see the president and see what's going on with the president, what's going on with all that. And it just loses interest. Like, it loses my interest. Like, when they're talking, sometimes when they're having a conversation, I lose my interest. And I've seen the hardest of shows, and hard drama shows, that would seem boring to others, but no, it's not boring to me. But this show, at times, just loses my interest. When it's just, they're just talking. Because this show is not a dialogue-driven show. It's not Mr. Robot. It's not Breaking Bad. It's not Better Call Saul. It's not a dialogue-driven show. And it loses me sometimes. But still, again, there wasn't much action in this episode, but still it was entertaining for the parts that it was, with Slattery and the blood and Miller. And just, I hope they make it through, obviously, next week. The landmines, definitely big thing. Really good ending there, showing us the landmines. So we'll see how they make it out next week. Overall, I'm going to end up giving The Last Ship, Season 3, Episode 4, Devil May Care, a B-. Thought it was a really, not really good, but really it was a good episode. Very entertaining at times. I really do love what they're doing with Chandler. I like how Ping, they kind of, they're going to just stay separate, but it's like, alright, we'll go take out Takahaya, and we don't start this war, I like all that, where they kind of made a truce, or they have a common enemy, we'll take that enemy out, I'll get my people back, bye. We're done, So comment down below to me what you guys thought about The Last Ship, this episode, and what was the best part, what was the worst part, do you agree, do you not agree, tell me your theories, and if you enjoyed the review, hit that like button, make sure to share, and hit that subscribe button for more Last Ship reviews, more content, trailer reactions, movie reviews, much more. Happy 4th of July by the time you watch this, man. Happy 4th of July. Have yourself a great day if you serve. Thank you so much, man. Bless you so much. Until next time, bye-bye.